This one's called Return, by John Wilmot, Earl of Rochester. Absent from thee, I languish still. Then ask me not when I return. The straying fool 'twill plainly kill to wish all day, all night to mourn. Dear, from thine arms then let me fly, that my fantastic mind may prove the torments it deserves to try, that tears my fixed heart from my love. When, wearied with a world of woe, to thy safe bosom I retire, where love and peace and truth does flow, may I contented there expire, lest, once more wandering from that heaven, I fall on some base heart unblessed, fateless to thee, false, unforgiven, and lose my everlasting rest. You walk beside her again, after all these years, beneath the quiet shroud of nightfall, through the old streets of London. The city lies half asleep, yet never truly still. The oil lamps flicker with uncertain light, casting long shadows that stretch like memories across the cobblestones. A mist hangs in the air, mingling with the ever-present smoke, and somewhere beyond the rooftops, the Thames murmurs its eternal song, eternal and immortal as you are. She does not speak, and neither do you, not yet. Silence settles between you, not awkward, but reverent, as though words would only disturb something delicate. Her presence, once so distant, now walks in rhythm with yours. Her cloak brushes yours, your hand longs for hers, but you do not reach. Not yet. The crooked houses loom above, their windows shuttered, though you feel as if they watch you pass. They have seen lifetimes. They remember lovers before you, and will see lovers after. A dog barks far off, then falls quiet. A watchman's call rings faintly through the fog, marking the hour. The city sleeps, but you know it listens. Above, the stars are hidden behind thick clouds and chimney smoke, yet when she turns her eyes to you, something glimmers there, a light not entirely lost to time. You keep walking past the alleys and churches, past beggars curled beneath stone steps, past the ghosts of everything you once were. The city does not judge, it endures, and in its enduring it offers you space to simply be for the moment. Two souls once parted, now side by side again, stitched back together by silence, by sorrow, and by the long, slow turning of the world. London walks with you, ancient, bruised, and strangely beautiful, keeping her secrets and sheltering yours. Having dealt with the king, you head off towards Orange Moll's brothel, hoping to find there Nell Gwynn, the primary actress, the lead, the star of the play that you, Rochester, are about to stage for the king. You walk across London, your feet sticking in mud, and suddenly realize the world around is empty, but for the two of you. What's going through your minds as you step through the night next to each other for the first time in over 200 years?
Anxiety, quiet and looming. And when I look at my side to Amar, I see the person from centuries ago, a friend, someone who swore to protect me, to be there, who I laughed with late in the night and who taught me things, and I a real companion, something that I haven't had in a very long time. And I feel as though I see a glimmer of that person there still, even after all those years.
For Amar's part, I think I feel nervous, hesitant, tentative, and also bitter at this facade that I see Artemisia putting on for whatever reason. And something stronger than all of that, something deeper, perhaps admiration, perhaps empathy, perhaps it's the sworn duty to protect her, but something's there for her. So, dressing like a man these days.
The English don't have a place for soft-spoken women who are bookish. Those kind of women live under the thumb of a man. And if you don't want to live under the thumb of a man, you become a man.
You become this sort of man, one that walks around with a cock between his legs and curly hair, kissing anybody that'll blink at him. Is that it?
It's far from what I was, wasn't it?
Far, far away, my love.
The king seems to like it, though.
I'm
got
sure
me
he
far.
does. I'm sure he does. For as much as you don't want to be under the thumb of a man, you certainly are under his. But not a bad place to be, really.
Am I under his thumb? Or do I just play a part of being there?
Well, if there's anything I remember about you, it's that you're fucking clever. I'm sure you have your reasons, despite how salacious they might be.
Thought I might try something new out. Being a prude for centuries, you know. Time to switch it up.
It's, well, I can't say that it's a good look on you, but it's certainly a look.
And whose thumb are you under now?
No thumb, love. Remember, I'm the pirate queen, the Viper.
Right.
I think you sense, perhaps, in that line, not an outright lie, of course, but there's something there. Someone, something, somewhere that has imposed itself on her, and she's sort of avoiding talking about it.
You can keep your secrets if you want. It's okay. We all have those.
We certainly do. Even when we thought maybe we didn't.
Why are you really here?
I've got business. Well,
Business.
some fucks did me wrong with some coin, and I'm looking to get it back. The only honor among thieves. But then you run into someone like you, someone you've known for 200 years, someone you thought maybe abandoned you. Your business changes a little, so.
Here we are looking for the same person.
Here we are looking for the same person.
I miss our talks sometimes. I think about them when I'm alone, which is rare these days. There's always somebody in my chambers.
Is that supposed to be a brag?
Oh, I mean, if you like it to be a brag, it can be a brag, darling.
God, please turn it off. You know, I'm surprised. And Amar glances down at the water of the Thames. Aside from the absolute stench coming off this city, I truly did not imagine it to be so quiet. Constantinople was never quiet. But for in that garden. Remember that?
How could I forget that place? It was one of my favorites, on the grounds next to the library, of course.
That didn't smell of refuse and human. It smelled of jasmine and pomegranate.
I wonder what it looks like now. If it's even still there.
Well, perhaps we can pay a visit sometime.
Yeah, once we're through all this mess.
Right. Speaking of mess, whatever became of your brother, Dario, wasn't it?
Bastard took everything. Left me with nothing. He stayed with me for a while. Wooed me.
Oh, did he now? Any good?
He was all I had left after you. I didn't know where else to turn or what to do, and I was scared.
What's
It
that?
worked for a while, until it progressed and it didn't work for me anymore. But I guess it didn't work for him either, when he left and he took everything.
What's that? Strange circumstances make strange bedfellows? I'm no theatre person, but I guess something akin to desperate times, huh?
I guess. Done such a good job of convincing me, telling me that you were dead.
Right.
It seems as though Decimus did a good job on you then, didn't he?
Surely did. Truly convinced me that you had abandoned me and that you had no inclination of finding out where I was or what happened or anything. And honestly, I was surprised. You did good by me for decades, really. Stayed by my side, seemed trustworthy, traveling, finding adventure. Suddenly, round the Horn of Africa, he decides to jump ship.
I never did trust him.
No.
Not during all those times that he tried to woo me as well. There was always something off about him. I could smell it. I just wasn't quite sure. I couldn't put my finger on it. But it was there.
Right. Well, I'll say you're highly wooable. You've got suitors lining up out the door. And why is this Nell so special? Are you in love with her?
No, I wouldn't call it love. I don't know if I remember how to do that anymore. Infatuation, obsession with having something that's not mine. You know, the king, he's crazy about her. Mad for Nell. Seems fun. Have a little dip in his pond.
Take her
But I will
around
say
his
there's
plaything.
something special in her blood. It calls to me. But I wouldn't call it love.
Well, she sounds very special.
Perhaps when you see her, you'll know what I know as well.
What do you know of Orange Moll? I don't know anything about her except that she's an orange girl at theatre.
She runs the brothel. She takes care of her girls. She's fierce. She's got lots and lots of secrets inside of her. She knows everybody's business, Orange Moll does. Kindred.
Really?
Not sure from what, but she holds power. I guess when you are dealing in the world of sex, you know, people, they tend to loosen their lips a little bit when they get comfortable.
Which ones? See, I can be cheeky too.
It's nice having a laugh with you again.
Yeah, now that we're not standing on ceremony, as Shakespeare would say, right? No
I imagine pirates don't have laughs much.
No, we have plenty of laughs, really. It's just, you know, mixing business and pleasure. I think you understand. A job's a job.
Right.
The two of you continue walking through the city, and eventually, guided by the Rochesters' fine nose for finding brothels and houses of hill repute, you find yourselves wending through a foul and narrow passage, where the very air doth hang heavy with soot, the ground thick with mire, and the stench of horses' leavings. The moon offers little succor here. Her pale light is swallowed by the tall, leaning walls that crowd about like old crones whispering secrets. The city sleeps not, yet in these quarters it doth mutter and twitch in uneasy dreams. Through a snarl of alleys, where only those with cause dare tread, you come upon a low house. Mean to behold and wanting in any proud declaration, it is crouched between a tanner's yard rank with skins, and a stack of lodging houses so ill kept they might as well be ruins. No sign swings from its beams, no candles burn in welcome at the sill. Timbers are blackened with age, the door warped with damp. You'd scarce mark it, save for a peculiar warmth that spills faintly from within. Drawing nigh, you hear it. A tune, soft and strange, played upon strings by unseen hands, and the murmur of gentle voices. Women's laughter, dulcet and low. Men's growls. A glow leaks around the frame of the door, and the scent that emanates as you approach the door, sweet-oiled and mulled sack, greets your nose like the memory of a better place. You stand on the doorstep of Orange Moll's house. Is there anything you want to do or prepare or say before you go inside?
I don't believe so. I think Artemisia takes a moment to kind of like drop back into that character after slipping out of it at Amar's side in this quiet space. And you see her like reach down and very lewdly arrange the cock between her legs and just kind of slump back into this disgusting being that she's been playing the role of for however many years at this point.
And I think Amar just like Artemisia doesn't even need to be looking at her to feel the eye roll coming off of her.
And as you are entering into a place of hunger, let us see exactly how hungry you are. Do each of you have a D10 handy?
Yes.
Go ahead and roll that.
I rolled a 4.
I rolled an 8.
Excellent. So Artemisia is at 2 hunger. And Amar at 3.
That was cruel.
The night is a cruel mistress. As you approach and are about to go in, Artemisia, you reach out with your hand to push open the door. Go ahead and give me a rouse check, if you would, Artemisia. You're going to make a d10 and your target is 6 or more. Pass.
I failed.
Well, you are also at 3 hunger then.
Okay.
And go ahead and roll your mental.
Okay.
Your resolve. So yeah, your mental. Your mental, and you have aspects. You're going to add 1 to it, plus a d10.
Okay. I'm taking the higher of the 2 dice, correct?
Yeah, so you're going to roll 1 dice. You're going to roll 2. You're going to roll 1 regular dice, and then right at this point, you're going to roll 2 hunger dice, because at the point before you did the rouse check for this, you were at 2 hunger. So you're going to roll 2 hunger dice, and you're going to take the hunger dice that's the highest.
Okay.
But then you're going to, if it's not a 10 or a 1, you don't care about the hunger dice. And then you just add the number to the
I rolled a
dice.
1 on my hunger dice.
Excellent. As you reach out and push the door, a sudden flash of premonition comes over and you realize you haven't had one of these in a long time. They used to come regularly. But the longer you spent with your brother, and now the longer you've been in this role of John Wilmot, the more you have moved away from the intellectual Artemisia that you once were into the carnal, debauched Artemisia that you are now, that your brother made you, and that this role is enforced upon you. The more you have been removed from a lot of these occurrences and abilities that came with your mind being open and sharp and uncluttered by desire and primal urges and things of that nature. And as you touch the door, you see this sudden image of yourself in a vast pool of blood, submerged almost entirely with just your head and your breasts sticking out of it and the blood lapping up at your neck. You see something moving through the water, coming towards you. And you raise your head and look at it, and you see this jet black, so black it almost looks like a hole in the world, snake slowly gliding across the blood and slowly coming towards you. And as you go to move back from it a little bit, although you don't necessarily sense that it is antagonistic or out to hurt you, you feel warm, soft flesh behind you, arms encircling you. You don't see her, but you smell the pomegranates and all these smells that you associate with Amar as she wraps you in her arms from behind, protecting you, and you see this snake come crawling up over Amar's hands, between your breasts, up along your neck, and encircling your neck without hurting you or choking you. And in that moment, the deep, primal, erotic urge that comes through with this vision unsettles your beast. And what else unsettles your beast is this sudden flash of premonition, this hearkening back to what you used to be, to your more cerebral self, and your beast is insulted. and you feel it about to reach out and rip right out of you and claim everything that you've just felt for yourself. Now, you do have one night move, which you can use to avoid this bestial failure, because this is a bestial failure. It's not just... Do you want to use it, or do you want to...
You know what? In this instance, I'm gonna use that night move.
You feel this thing moving inside of you, reaching out, about to emerge from your throat and your mouth, and you just clamp down on it, and you lean back in the embrace of Amar and her protectiveness, and you feel the snake also sort of coiling around you protectively, and you push with all your might. You push this beast down right back to the deepest core of you. Amar, what you see in this moment, as Artemisia touches the door, you see her tremble. Her head jerks back. You feel this, at first, this intense wave of almost warmth and erotic energy start to flow off of her, but it quickly turns into fear, and you can see her struggling. What do you do?
I immediately wrap my arms around her from behind and like brace her, not in a like loving way, but like brace her, like, hey, hello, hi, come on, come back, hello, hi.
I saw a snake, and you were there, and there was blood, a whole pool of it, and you were protecting me, and so is the snake. I can still smell it.
It's all right. It's all right. Hey. And I'm like over with her head next to me, and I'm just whispering in her ear, just facing forward. Keep it together.
I almost lost it for a minute.
I know. It's all right. I'm here. And I make it look like I'm kind of like jostling the Earl a little bit, like he got a little too handsy or something like that, and I was, but like almost intimately. I need you to keep it together. Can you do that for me?
I think so. I wasn't ready for that.
Yeah, I imagine not.
Sometimes the visions, they just come to me.
Yeah.
I'm just too hungry for that one.
That's what makes you such a good writer, huh? Now, straighten up. There's a good girl.
She stands and rights herself and kind of gives one big deep breath before continuing to push through that door, not touching that fucking handle again, though. I imagine she like unlatched the handle, and then this time she just pushed it open.
You push your way inside. The chamber is aglow with candlelight, and each flame caught in polished brass or glass, multiplying warmth upon warmth. A fire dances in the grate, its cheer reflected in pewter cups and gentle eyes. The air is thick with lavender, clove, and the perfume of soft skin. There are silken drapes, rugs underfoot, and a quiet order to everything, though the house stands in a parish known more for vice than virtue. This is the house of Mistress Orange Moll, well known, though none dare speak her name too loud. Here the poor grow genteel for a night, and the weary find comfort not bought in churches. Though the streets without are plagued with filth and cold, within these walls is a mannered sort of paradise, where one might forget, if only for an hour, the ragged world that lies beyond the door. Here periwigs are cast off with careless ease, and linen shirt hang loose at the throat, their fine lace dampened by heat and wine. The flesh of many is flushed, whether by the cup or by painted rouge, 'tis hard to say, and the air hangs thick with the press of bodies drawn close in revel. A cloying perfume rises, born of scented oils and pomanders crushed too freely upon the skin, yet it cannot wholly smother the base musk of sweat, nor the sharper tang of recent sport. The room heaves with a kind of living breath, warm, reeking, ripe with indulgence. 'Tis an assault upon all senses, yet none take offense. What might in any other theatre seem obscene or rank, here becomes near sacred, an altar to appetite, where flesh speaks louder than word or wit. It is a theatre of the body, raw and unfeigned, where desire wears no masks, and the basest humors are given leave to reign. You step through the crowd. Rochester, I'm sure you've been here before. Certainly spent quite a few nights in here for sport. Amar...
Hunting grounds.
Hunting grounds. Amar, this is perhaps your first experience in a London brothel. You've seen brothels throughout the world. You've seen them all, every shape and sizes, every type. There is a strangeness here that you've not seen in other places, because even though you feel that this is a place where people let go a lot more, there is still a lot more restraint than in most places you've seen in Italy or in France or out further east. In those places, a place of carnal desire is a place of carnal desire. Here, there is still, through these people who have just very recently come out from under Cromwell's control and the whole Puritan movement of that government, there's an uneasiness to it, as if they're not sure if it's going to be taken away from them. And so there's this kind of eagerness, but yet at the same time, sort of looking over the shoulderness of it. It's a very strange kind of experience. You move in, and one of the young ladies, spotting Rochester, comes rushing right over. You know her as Effie, and she comes over and she's like, "My Lord Earl, such a pleasure to see you again." And she comes over right away and takes your coat and casts a look at Amar, not too sure if Amar is with you or with you.
Mm-hmm. I think he's just kind of allowing her to undress him.
Yeah, she goes and she takes your cloak and she takes your gloves and your walking stick and all of that. And then she looks at you, Amar. Can I take your things, ma'am?
That's all right. I like to keep my possessions on me.
We prefer for the clientele not to keep cutlasses and such.
I prefer to keep my cutlass and such.
Oh, very well. Keep your cutlass. She seems a little bit intimidated by you. Unfortunately, Earl, and she keeps kind of bowing all the time. Your favorite is not here tonight. Unfortunately, poor Constance has had a little case of the below, and so has been being seen to by a doctor. But rest assured that we will obviously make sure that you find whatever it is that you need and desire. May I fetch the two of you drinks to begin with?
Yes, go along now. Get us a drink, darling.
Yes, right away, my lord. And she sort of moves on, and a few people, John, nice to see you again. Well, if it isn't the Earl of Rochester, this evening is about to get quite wild, boys. Yay! You'll have to recite us something, John. And
perhaps later.
Total star. Everyone here, from the girls to the clients, know him. Wave to him, talk to him, call to him. All of a sudden, all thoughts of sports forgotten, and everyone's just focused on the other. Have you a new verse for us, John? Perhaps something about the king's limp cock or something? If only his nose was as limp as his dick. Rah! And they laugh. And
Artemisia looks back to Amar with like the smuggest grin on her face.
Do you like that bit of a cocksmith around here, aren't I?
Clean it up, you're drooling. Also, Constance isn't available. What's she gonna do now?
I'm sure there'll be someone here for me. There always is.
As you say that, as if summoned by the power of your erotic hunger,
My cock. You can say it. My cock.
the wooden cock between your leg. Who but Silvertongue Eddie comes sashing forward. You can see that he was, up until this moment, with some minor lord draped all over him, but the lord appears to have been indulging in his cups perhaps a little too much, and Silvertongue Eddie does this thing where he just sort of slides out from under this other man, who just very kind of slowly falls onto the table asleep. And in that same movement, Eddie, very fluid, sort of stands up and, seeing you, opens his shirt a little wider, puts his hand in the first cup that he sees, and then runs his finger over his lips, now red with the wine, and he approaches you. Well, John.
Hello, Eddie.
You show up in time. Another hour or so and I might have been too knackered.
Wouldn't that have been a shame? Then you'd missed out on all this.
A shame indeed, but, well, as we all know, you can go all night, and I guess that perhaps eventually I would have recuperated enough. That's not your wife, is it?
My wife.
Yeah, I'm the missus. The old ball and chain.
No, she's not my wife.
Good. She appears a little bit rough for your regular tastes.
Rough? Sorry, what did I must be my trick here. Did you say rough?
You, my dear, look as if you just stepped off of a merchant ship or something.
And you, my dear, look as though you reek of syphilis.
Well, thank you very much. You don't get it unless you've been sporting. But, of course, the Earl of Rochester is free from all such concerns. He has the, fortitude, testicular and otherwise, of a bull, you see.
There goes that tongue, Eddie.
Well, it does earn me a living, and he's kind of started, not draping himself over you, but you can see his hands moving here and there, and he's somehow kind of lifted up the corner of your shirt, and his fingers are trailing against the flesh of your ribs, and he's just right in there.
You got somewhere you'd like to take me, Eddie, and you can exercise that tongue for me a bit.
Oh, am I doing the taking tonight then?
Perhaps it might be a lucky night. Plus, the old ball and chain. We don't want her to watch, do we?
Well, I don't know. That could be interesting.
Oh, don't mind
we could
me.
find a better crowd.
Please, you can take the man with the golden cock.
Not golden. It's more of a nutty brown, given the wooden
A
texture
soft
of it.
walnut.
Soft
Um,
walnut. There's nothing soft about it.
Darling, my dear apple of my eye, light of my life, were we not looking for someone?
Right, well, you keep looking, and I'm going to see if I can find it inside one of Eddie's holes.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
And as they, draped over each other, wander off, you scan the room, Amar, realizing you really don't know what you can do here. When parting in front of you, almost as if by a decree of God, the crowd, one after the other, moves, and you see, sitting there, with a young man dressed partially like a woman and partially like a member of the clergy in some odd amalgam, sitting on his lap, is a figure that you recognize. You perhaps don't feel as much pleasure at recognizing him as Artemisia. felt at recognizing Eddie. But you do see Naval Captain retired Lord Alexander Moncrief. You remember that name very distinctly. He was the captain of the Neptune's Fury, which was one of the ships that caused a lot of trouble for you. You sank him, of course, last summer, before the rest of the trouble with the East India Trading Company began, but he cost you a lot of men and a lot of time and a lot of money and aggravated you no end. And after all that, after all those encounters at sea off the eastern coast of Africa, staring at him from across yards and yards and yards of turbulent water awash with the blood of men and sharks, here you find him, in his underwear, his peruke askew, somewhat drunk. What do you do?
Well, 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 if it isn't Lord Moncrief, captain of, what was it, Neptune's Codpiece. Had I known you were such a besotted fop, I might have spared your boat. Perhaps we could simply have raised a tankard together instead of watching on our men die.
He looks at you. His eyes focus. By God. Is that the Viper?
Surely is, as you live and breathe, for now.
Oh, I've had way too much of this, and he puts his goblet away. What on God's green earth are you doing here?
Just on a little bit of business. Figured I'd check out some of the local flavour. I see you've already had your scoop.
Well, you're not going to waltz in here to, I presume, enjoy the local fare and chide me for doing the same?
No, not at all. Truly, I just think you're a foolish cunt. And it's all that I got for you, really. Remember, I'm the one who sunk you, so unless you want to square up outside, I suggest you continue on.
Be that as it may, I at least know something of duty. You, of course, may not know much of that word, but a gentleman in service to the crown has a duty. Let us give our word to serve and protect those that we are dedicated to, and will make any sacrifice to attend that duty. Certainly, nothing a pirate would know anything about.
Sure. And you're so noble. I think there's like an intensity to Amar.
I don't pretend that I must hide certain aspects of my life, but I come here so that I may be myself and be open and enjoy the things I enjoy and do so free of judgment.
Well, I must say, you surprise me, Lord. And I bend over and pick up the bottle that's next to him and pour him another cup. And I set it down and I go, perhaps in another life we would have been friends. Perhaps even colleagues.
I somehow doubt that, but if you wish to share a glass with me now, here, well, we can both simply be ourselves and not a pirate queen and a captain of the Royal Navy. And I would gladly do that. Unless you mean to challenge me to a duel, in which case I would ask that you give me at least until the morning, because I am quite drunk.
Well, considering the fact that you, drunk or sober, would never best me in a duel, I suggest that perhaps a drink is exactly what's in order.
As we sit here and share a drink like old friends, and he's pouring you some wine, some of the women and the men will come one after the other and kind of try you out, Amar, and sort of, you know, they're very forward here. They'll just come and sort of sit in your lap or start touching you, how do you react to any of them?
I think that Amar internally is having this like, oh god, oh god, oh god moment. But externally, I think plays it very cool and does not want to give away that she has never been in a situation like this in London. And probably gives a little like brush on the cheek or like a little, pat as she kind of dismisses people, but she continues to just kind of reject any advances that are coming, kind of staying focused on Lord Alexander.
You realize that he probably kind of realizes this, but he says, may I ask you a question then as we drink here?
Certainly.
Why are you here? Why are you in London? I would certainly think that this is the last place in the world that you would find yourselves, considering that the East India Trading Company has had a bounty on your head for the past, 3 years now?
Well,
for piracy and other various assorted criminal activities.
Well, I've got sort of a job that I need to settle, and I certainly need to discuss things with the company as well. Mainly the fact there are a bunch of colonist fucks, but,
Is that why you're in a brothel but not looking to enjoy any of its services?
It's not that I'm not looking to enjoy any of its services. I just happen to be a woman of particular tastes.
And what exactly would those tastes be?
Not you, my dear lord. Not
Oh,
you.
that's quite all right. I assure you that you are not my... my appetite either. He looks at the young man on his lap.
Am I getting any hit off of this guy? Do I have any sense? Is he simply a rival, or is there something more to him and this conversation?
I think you feel that... he finds it strange to have been discovered in this state doing this by someone he would have considered one of his greatest enemies, and yet not feel like he's threatened. And I think you see that he's kind of imbalanced by that and not too sure what to make of you, and he's certainly not unaware that you might be here looking for some kind of vengeance or something like that, and so he's just kind of really trying to get the measure of you. You know what the Royal Navy feared the most about you?
What's that, dear lord?
There are dozens and dozens, perhaps even hundreds of pirates that are problematic for us throughout the world, from the Caribbean to the Far East to the Horn of Africa to even the waters here in Europe. Many of them are far more wicked and far more dangerous and far more bloodthirsty than you are. What unsettled most of my colleagues, and what unsettled me, I think, is that it always felt as if this wasn't your calling, this wasn't what you were supposed to do. You did it so well, and yet it felt like an ill-fitting suit. And aside from the various rumors about you, of course, you being some sort of demon or something the like that exists only at night, I always wondered exactly who the woman was beneath the moniker of the Viper, and why she did what she did if it seemed to suit her so ill.
We all have our little secrets, don't we? And in what world do you think that I would share them with you, dear Lord.
He looks at you and then at the boy in his lap in his current condition. Because you now know my biggest secret. And I thought, whilst we're sitting here under the flag of truce and the skull and bones are stowed away beneath decks and we are enjoying a drink of wine together, that we might, perhaps for once, meet each other on equal footing.
You see, you're right about a lot, and you're wrong about most. But the thing that you're most egregiously wrong about, dear Lord, is the fact that you think that I have no idea what duty means. And I glance off to where we saw the Earl of Rochester vanish.
As you look over into the corner to where Lord Rochester and Silvertongue Eddie have claimed a sagging couch in the darkened corner, what exactly does Amar see?
Amar sees that Artemisia has already bent poor Silvertongue Eddie over a knee. His trousers are down, and he's about 3 knuckles deep with 2 fingers digging around and giggling as Eddie is kicking his legs and squealing on his lap.
Well, duty and all that.
Duty. It's a killer.
Artemisia is looking down to Eddie and...
I don't think your ring's in there, Lord. But please feel free to continue looking.
Perhaps, dear Eddie, you could indulge me on some rumors I've heard.
Oh, gentle.
Shh, 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 shh. Take it, I know you can. I've heard our darling Orange Moll has recently garnered a set of eyes for Nell. He digs a little deeper.
Doesn't everyone have eyes for Nell? A little bit more to the left.
Oh, come on, Eddie. Let's be real here. Does she really think that the one-eyed by the king himself will give the brothel madam any time of day? I know you know something.
You know Moll, my lord. She's always gets her way. Oof. Oh, would you mind stroking my neck as you do this, please?
Of course, darling.
And his hand reaches down between your leg and grabs the wooden cock that is there, and he moves back and forth on it as if it will give you much pleasure. But as you start stroking his neck and continue your internal perambulations, the Lady Gwynn has indeed been seen about a time or two.
She has she?
Yes, my lord. He's just dry humping your leg at this point, and you can feel that he's like just on that edge.
Come on then, give it to me.
She's seeking education, it seems, from Moll now to best. Please, gentlemen of discerning taste.
There it is. Very good then.
Oh, that felt good.
Is that all? Anything else inside there?
I felt like I just slept for 12 hours.
He kind of pops his fingers out, smacks him on the ass. Oh, pop along then. Good job.
He sits up and sort of rearranges himself and then sort of throws himself down on the couch next to you and puts his legs over you and is just still grabbing at you and stroking you.
Amar, you would see Artemisia's eyes kind of drift over and lock with yours.
Amar just like slow blinks, like.
Oof. Moll is here, I do believe.
Oh,
Upstairs
she's
in her
soaking
rooms.
about somewhere.
Yes, I believe she came in right away after the theater. She would be upstairs. Will you be spending the night, my lord? And he sort of scooches over and starts kissing your cheek and your neck. Will you be staying the night? Perhaps we could make this last a little bit.
He is ignoring the advances, still looking across the room to Amar.
About how long ago did she get here?
An hour, perhaps?
Would that time match up?
You are such a good boy, Eddie.
I try to be, my lord. I certainly work hard to become so.
Don't wear yourself out too hard tonight. Perhaps I'll be back.
And he gives him like a slap to the thigh and a real hard squeeze and stands up and approaches Amar.
As you do that, thank you for the raid, Alex. Sorry you had to witness that as you came in, but, you know, you take your chances.
It's
Rolling the
fucking
dice over here.
it's a Bleakseason special, all right.
I had nothing to do with this
season,
one.
I heard.
I had nothing to do with this one. This was all Creep.
Honey.
Just my friend.
You approach each other. One last little thing I wanted to do. As you watch all of this happen, Moncrief says, some things just make duty a little bit hard to swallow sometimes.
Well, you'd know all about hard to swallow, wouldn't you? And I stand up and push away from the table.
And he raises his glass to you. Indeed.
I pretend to down the wine and, like, you know, kind of surreptitiously get rid of it. He's probably too drunk to recognize, but...
Question, storyteller, do I know this man?
Yeah, you know him as a retired Navy captain. You've seen him here several times. It's like a poorly kept secret that, you know, he likes boys dressed as women and priests at the same time. To each his own.
To each their own. As Artemisia is approaching you and we kind of meet somewhere in the middle.
Oh, Amar fully stiff arms you and goes, go wash your hands first.
Catching up with old friends, are we?
I said go wash your hands.
You don't have a sniff yourself.
No, thank you.
Well, I don't have time to wash my hands. I found out where Moll is, and very interestingly enough, she came here only about an hour ago after the theater.
And Amar reaches over and plucks your handkerchief out of your coat and shakes it out and goes, well, at least wipe it off, although I don't know how good it will do.
He takes the handkerchief and then wipes his fingers off.
Shall we then go upstairs?
It would be a pleasure.
Off we pop.
You make your way upstairs. The heart of the house, behind a door well fitted and thick against sound, lies a chamber unlike the riotous rooms beyond. Here the air is still, closed with heat, and carries the scent of rose water, soap, and a faint trace of burning cedar, all underlined by the thick and powerful coppery scent of blood. The walls, though plain, are hung with heavy drapery, their folds muffling every echo. Before I got to that, I should ask. When you approach the door, do you do or say anything before you knock it or go in?
I think that Artemisia would probably see that, like, while Amar is having this air of disapproval, that there's a certain kind of pull to her, to him, to that. And also there's probably a very faint undercurrent of hurt. Just ever so subtle.
Artemisia is going to look to Amar now that they're away from the group before they walk into this door very quietly.
Apparently, Nell's been coming here for some time. She is seeking a way to please gentlemen of discerning tastes.
Like you?
Not quite like me, I guess.
I guess you're not discerning, huh?
It's not something I'm known for. But if she's already got the eye of the king, it seems a bit odd, doesn't it?
Certainly does, but she is well known. She's quite the actress as far as I understand.
She is. Why come to a madam's house?
Well, perhaps she wanted to get a more immersive experience of the world and perhaps apply it to her practice in theatre. Although that's far-fetched.
A bit.
Artemisia is going to kind of put her ear to the door and listen before they walk through.
You don't hear much except the sound of water, like maybe someone taking a bath or something like that.
Do you think it's safe for us to go in there? I know we need to talk to her, but... well, house of ill repute or not, don't exactly want to give anything up. You know, give anything away.
I've known Moll for quite some time now. She's yet to do me wrong. And she knows plenty of secrets, as I've said. I feel that it's far better use for us to go in than to simply slip away and look elsewhere. Besides, I worked so hard for this information.
I know you did, and I really fucking wish you'd washed your hands, but lead on.
He raps on the door.
Could you at least use the other hand in case I have to... never mind.
You rap on the door and you hear a feminine voice say, "Do come in." And as you enter, you see that the walls, though plain, are hung with heavy drapery, their folds muffling every echo, lending the space a hush like that of a chapel. The floor is laid with rugs of eastern weave, worn but fine, and a low fire crackles in the grate, casting a soft amber light that dances upon the walls. A modest bed stands to one side, its linen fresh and white, and near the hearth sits a small table bearing a flask of what your nose tells you is blood wine, 3 cups of silver, and a shallow dish of sugared figs. The candlelight plays gently across these things, catching in the facets of cut glass and the warm grain of oiled wood. No ornament clutters the room, yet all within it speaks of careful tending and chosen comfort, luxury not loud but well-bred and knowing. No ornament, that is, but a beautiful, intricate, and quite old-looking statue of a black king cobra with red jewels for eyes, fangs glittering, sitting on what appears to be a small altar covered in artifacts and designs from ancient Egypt. Candles and incense burn on either side of the frightful yet seductive statue, and the serpent seems almost alive. At the center of the room stands a great tub, hewn of dark timber, bound with iron hoops and filled near to the brim with what appears to be warm human blood. And within, half submerged, reclines the mistress of the house herself, Mistress Moll, that is called Orange by some for the flame of her hairs, that of her head and betwixt her legs, and by some for her habit of selling oranges at plays. Her long orange locks now fan about her like silk, drifting on the water's surface and along her skin, hiding the pleasurable parts of her body in false modesty. She lies at ease, her limbs pale and languid beneath the surface, one arm trailing over the rim, fingers glistening red with beads of blood. Her eyes, half-lidded, glimmer with thought, or perhaps amusement, for there is ever the trace of mischief at her mouth. The steam rising from the blood casts her in a sort of dream, and the room around her seems less a place than a vision conjured, warm, secret, and thick with the weight of things unspoken and kept secret. This is no bawdy parlor, no common bedchamber, but her sanctum, a place set apart where even the coarsest trade may take on a finer shape. Her eyes half open are like those of the serpent statue, and the tip of her pink tongue moistens her lips before she says, "The infamous Earl of Rochester in my bedchambers. Whatever will the people say?"
I'm sure it won't be much different from what they already say, darling.
Oh, they might think I've gone up a notch or two in society.
Would you like to?
Climbing the social ladder has never been quite my cup of tea. I'm very content and very happy where I am. It's much easier to get to know people for real between bedsheets than it is to get to know them in golden halls.
Right.
I see you've brought me a friend. Who is this lovely creature?
He looks back to you. More. Well then, introduce yourself.
They call me the Viper.
Oh, I do love snakes.
I gathered as much.
They're fascinating creatures. Most people recoil at the sight of them. Most people think them slimy to the touch, yet they are cool and dry and just about the kindest creature on the face of this planet.
I agree.
Well, don't just stand there. Come in and join me.
That's a bit forward, considering the fact that we've just met.
You are in the brothel, dear. And I am the madam.
She's a bit skittish.
Is she? She looks quite seasoned.
Not skittish, just particular.
What about you, John? Certainly you are not skittish. Why don't you show me this famous cock of yours, which I hear never tires?
Surely. Can I ask you a question, though, Moll, before I come crawling into your bath?
Of course, as long as it's not one that requires too long an answer.
You say that you're not wanting to climb any ladders, but I hear a little rumor that you might be grooming the one and only Nell.
Ah, sweet Nell. Is that why you're here? Well, you'll be happy to know that no harm has come to Nell, and I don't intend to have any harm come to her. To answer your question, I'm not into climbing social ladders. I'm more into destroying them.
I like the sound of that.
Show you what you like to break things, don't you, John?
Quite good at it.
She flicks her fingers in the blood and a few droplets splatter you, and at 3 hunger you feel these droplets slowly dripping down your skin, and you can smell them, and you feel that little stirring of that beast inside of you.
He begins to remove his clothing, slowly taking his time, revealing the wooden cock between his legs and the binding that Artemisia wears around her chest.
My. I was told that you were a very chimeric creature.
We all have our little secrets, don't we, Moll?
Some of us have many secrets, and that is what makes people interesting, is peeling those layers away and getting to what truly lies inside, and what it is that people truly desire and want, that they perhaps won't even admit to themselves. That's what we do here. We reveal that which is truest and most hidden inside of you.
You break people to their baseline until they're quivering and telling you anything.
Well, we do so gently.
She steps into the bath and looks back to Amar.
Will you join us, dear?
Glancing over at Artemisia and sort of feeling things she has never felt before. Very slowly nods and acquiesces and begins undoing the belt and setting the cutlass gently on the floor near the door.
As you disrobe and approach, she says, "Such beautiful women hiding behind such frightful masculine garb and masks. Doesn't it feel good, freeing to show yourself as you really are and to embrace the power that gives you?"
You think being a woman gives you power? Here.
It does.
Can't say that I've felt very much power as a woman.
Certainly not. And Amar is taking a step into the tub, and you see her olive skin and scars kind of on her torso and on her shoulder from battle.
She moves aside and gives you room, and the tub is still fairly small. Under the line of the blood, the water that is there, your legs and feet are intertwined, touching each other. It's impossible not to. Women do have power. The problem is not in having it. The problem is in doing something with it. The first and most formidable power we have is that men expect us not to want it and not to have it. And it is easy to play into that. And it is easy to circumvent their silly defenses and take it away from them. A simple orange, simple wink, a touch of a finger on shoulders, and she reaches out and touches Artemisia on the shoulder with the tip of her fingers, can make a man fall apart and tell you everything he would not tell his wife or his priest or his king. A simple little curl of the lip, a breathy mention of someone's name, can make a man willing to abase himself in ways he would not do, even in the darkest depths of despair. Men are facile creatures. They only have power because we let them have it. And that is what I mean to do with Nell. I mean to remind them. The men, the nobility, the priests, the monarchs, all those who sit upon others, who oppress, who steal, who take, who ravage without consent. That their position is very precarious indeed. I have a plan. I have a plan that includes Nell. Nell, who is wanted by everyone who looks at her. Desired, one of the most talented actresses ever to grace our stage, and yet men see only the pale white skin of her neck and the roundness of her bosom, that pink, soft mouth. I mean to remind them that sometimes behind the pale lips, and she smiles and you see her fangs, are dangerous weapons. What have
How
you
do
two?
you think you'll do this?
Well, I'm not quite about to reveal my plan to you. I need to know if you are sympathetic to it. I look at both of you and see two women who believe you have found a way to make your mark, to live free, to get out from under the thumb of men, but are you really so free? Are you not forced to kowtow to kings and directors and East India Trading Company and pirates and so on and so forth? Priest?
Sounds like you already know the answers you seek.
She looks over at Amar. What I don't know is your name. I know your moniker, the Viper. What is your real name?
My name is Amar Adin.
That's beautiful.
Thank you. It was my mother's name.
And you, dear John, I assume John Wilmot is not your name.
But isn't it a very good name? Artemisia. Willoughby. Lady.
If I was you, I would leave the lady. I would stick to Artemisia. It's a strong name, a beautiful name. Both your names. Both start with the same letter, interestingly enough. Both start with the first letter of the alphabet, interestingly enough. Well, I'm not one to see signs and portents everywhere, but it's very interesting, don't you think?
Yes.
You know what else I see? She stands up slowly, and the blood slowly glides off her pale skin and down along, and she lets it drip for a moment as it reveals her body, her breasts and her hips and her stomach and thighs. You see it marked everywhere with ink and with wounds and with scars, and yet so incredibly beautiful. And she steps out of the tub and she walks over to the blood, the decanter that's on the desk with the 2 goblets, the 3 goblets. She fills all 3 of them. And she comes back and hands each of you one of the goblets. As soon as the smell of what's in it reaches your nose, this incredibly potent, vital, resonant human blood, you know it's something unlike anything you've had before. Your senses tingle just at the smell and at the sight of it, the richness of it. She moves back and takes her own goblet and turns and looks at you standing there. I see two women, forced apart and yet forced together also. I see unheeded desire, not just sexual desire, but the desire for companionship, for sisterhood, for trust and loyalty and strength. I see two women who have taken everything that they are and that they want and have pushed it down into the bottom of a bag and filled that bag with the detritus of society and the detritus of men and kings and generals and lawmakers and priests, gods. And I see two women on the verge of taking these bags and throwing them out into the water until they sink to the bottom and can never be retrieved. And, well, that would be a tragedy. And we all know the Earl of Rochester is not much for tragedies, more for the bawdy tale. She comes back towards the tub and kneels next to it, next to the two of you. Drink up, it's a fine vintage.
Amar makes eye contact with Artemisia and with Moll and raises the glass, maintaining eye contact as she sips.
The blood as it drips down your throats is so potent. Both of you have tasted kindred vitae before, and this is almost exactly the same. It is vibrant with energy and with taste and with potency, and you feel it spread through you, and all your senses are tingling, and you feel your body reacting in a way that it has not perhaps ever, or at least not in some time. And there's as if your bodies have now become 1,000% more receptive, the senses taking in more, the smells of everything being so much stronger and more potent, the light that plays on each other's skins, the scent of the blood, the taste of this wine, the feeling of the other's legs pressed against yours. My darlings, if only tonight, if only here in this hallowed chamber, where none will see and none will know. Throw away your artifice and disguise. Allow yourselves to be who you are, and to live as you want to live. Say what you want to say. Do what you want to do. There is no judgment and there is no punishment here. What are your characters thinking and feeling in this moment?
Awake after what feels like a long sleep. so awake that she feels electric in this moment. She's looking to Amar with that wanton gaze. Something Amar's never seen from Artemisia. Before, it had been a gaze of love and reverence, and somewhere that's still in there, but it's bloomed into so much more in this moment.
I was just about to say the word electrified. There's something in Amar that you see the namesake of the viper, but it's not meant to instill fear. It's the very sensual side of a serpentine body. It's almost as if she's feeling like Moll is about to unlock the cage. And she's pacing and waiting.
Moll leans in, the two of you locked in on each other, but she leans in close. A hand reaches out on each of your shoulders, the back of your necks, her thumbs and fingers rubbing at your skin very softly. She says, "They all want Nell. They will destroy her. They will use her and abuse her. Too soon, her talent will be gone, and her individuality and her personality and that smile. I plan on giving her something. Something that she can then take back to these men, to the king, to all the others who would have their way with her and discard her. Something that will infect them, slowly destroy them, socially at first when people begin to realize. And then their bodies will begin to fall apart. And then they will die. And the king and the nobleman will fall. They will be broken. And it will be their own gluttony and avarice and lust that does it. She gets up, slides back into the tub with the two of you. Underwater, reaches out and takes your hands, brings them together. You don't have to. But I would fervently wish that the three of us could work together and bring this city, and as she says this, she's pulling and bringing the two of you closer and closer to each other and to her, to its knees, and show them what true power is.
I have strayed so far from the path of Lilith. Perhaps it is time to rejoin the Dark Mother.
Lilith watches over us all. But where she is, she cannot act for us. We must find it in ourselves. To act, to move, and to do what we want.
I wish to find myself again. To not live under the thumb of a man or the visage of one.
Let me help you find yourself again.
I think I would like that very much.
So would I. And Amar slides a hand over Artemisia's hip and up her chest, along her breast, intertwines a bloody hand into her hair, and sticks her thumb gently into her mouth and presses down on her tongue.
Artemisia leans into it, licks the blood from her thumb. That wanton gaze hungers.
I swore to protect you, and I always will.
Maul reaches down under the water and undoes the belt that holds that wooden dildo and removes it from you, pulls it out of water and drops it on the side, and reaches out with a thumb covered in blood and wipes away that mustache. It's on your face. Let's show them our true faces.
Yes, let's. What do you say, darling?
I think it's time that we reclaimed ourselves. Took the city.
That's my good girl. And Amar leans in and kisses Artemisia hard.
Artemisia falls into that kiss, dives into it head first, hands searching under the water, finding her.
Amar pulling her under the water, re-emerging. Legs, arms, hips, tongues intertwined.
Candles sputter out, one after the other. And even when all of them are gone, all of them have turned dark. The three of you are still discovering each other and yourselves. You awaken the next evening in Maul's bed. The two of you entwined around each other. Maul is not there. The shutters are closed tight, but you can tell that night has fallen. Both of you wake up. Your hunger is gone. Both of you have had your fill.
Was it all just a dream?
Amar rolls over and opens her eyes, and you see that she does, in fact, have a membrane that kind of slides and goes sideways over her eyes, underneath her eyelids. No. No, not a dream.
Good. I was worried for a second.
Come here. Kiss me.
Artemisia curls into Amar, kisses her softly. That chaste, feminine woman that she knew so many centuries ago is there next to her again.
It's so good to see you. The real you.
I missed this softness. I strayed so far from it.
You did. I did too. Well, what were we to do? No other options.
Befouled by men. Ruined. I want to go back. I want to reclaim what we once were.
Thought you'd never ask.
I think that with more, we have a chance.
She strikes me as highly ambitious and someone with immense follow-through, and someone that we do not want to get on the wrong side of. But yes, I think that Moll would give us a chance at a real life, a chance at a life that isn't ruled by men. That's the thing. There is an understanding, an evenness, a calm, when we can relate just you and me, when there's no status quo to uphold, even between a lady and her protector. We don't have to have this air of power, we just have it.
It all seems too good to be true, though, doesn't it?
I know it can seem that way, but 200 years later, we find each other here, like this. She brushes her hair out of her face. I have traveled the seas and the oceans. I have seen incredible sights, ones you could not even fathom. Somehow, I'm back here with you after all that. I would destroy and recreate the world over 1,000,000 times if it meant being here with you at the end of it all.
You say such kind and sweet things to me. I miss that. It's been so long.
You deserve kindness, tenderness, sweet things. You are such a sweet thing.
There is a real Earl of Rochester. He's a human. He lives quietly in the country with his wife. He wishes nothing but to be left alone. So we made a bargain. He writes, and I'm the Earl. I feed him blood to keep him obedient. But he has money. Money enough that he could provide what's missing from your ransom. We could pay it. Free your people. Create our world here.
Here, in the filthy streets of London. I would love nothing more. I've been thinking, well, as much as I am able since last night. Here. And Amar stands and goes to her satchel and opens it and pulls out some papers. From early in our training, after our embrace, we are taught about Lilith, the real mother of all kindred, and how she was betrayed by Adam and God and Cain. I have strayed from this path, but what Moll said to me last night reminded me of the power of Lilith, of the Dark Mother, and how she is capable.
And as you say that, a knock comes at the door, insistent. Lord Wilmot, it's Eddie. Eddie, Silver Tongue Eddie.
Just shit. And Artemisia scrambles up and kind of grabs the wig and throws it on very quickly. Go on, Eddie, what is it?
He came to take them. Moll and Nell. He took them.
Where?
You hear the door latch kind of rattling and
You can speak from the other side.
I have a letter for you. Lord Kilgrew, he was here with men. They took Moll this morning and Nell with them.
Artemisia flattens herself against the door and kind of cracks it open and reaches a hand out that's just kind of doing this little number.
He puts the letter in your hand. Thank you for the raid. Table of Horrors. This is a table of horrors.
With men, you say? What men?
Soldiers like.
Soldiers. Where have they been taken?
I don't know. I didn't dare follow them. A couple of the men tried to stop them. Thomas and Big Wool and Lord Kilgrew just looked at them and they literally melted. They began peeing their britches and turned into mewling little frogs. I've never seen anything quite like it. Two of the toughest men I've ever seen.
Artemisia is looking back at Amar. Her eyes are narrowing. Do you have anything else for me, Eddie?
No, just a letter, my lord. Should I tell someone? Is there something else I could do?
We have a crew. I have a crew. I've got a crew on deck, about half a dozen or so. Best people in the city. They await my orders. We'd planned to have a little tete-a-tete with the head of the trading company, but now we can gather them. Oi, boy. We can gather them, send him.
Very well. Do you hear that, Eddie?
Yes, Lord.
All right. Pop off then.
Yes, right away, Lord, and you hear him patter off.
Artemisia closes the door and kind of collapses back against it, hands hurriedly opening to read this letter.
The letter reads thus. My dear Foul Rochester, my spies report that you and the double-crossing Viper have been cavorting all night in Orange Moll's den of iniquity. I guess I should have known better than to trust a pirate. It seems I must take matters into my own hands. Moll is a threat to our king. As a friend of his, I would expect you to wish to protect him. However, I know that beneath that wig and makeup and wooden cock is a liar. You have never cared for anyone but yourself. Nell will be mine. You do not deserve her. Your mendacity, your filthy hands and disgusting mouth do not deserve her sweetness and light. Only the rankest, foulest dungeons of hell are fit for you and for your pirate whore. Have at each other then. Rot for all I care. But do not presume to interfere, lest your own secrets become affairs of the court. Leave Moll and Nell to me, and return to the filth of your bed. Signed, Kilgrew.
Fuck. What's it say?
She hands the letter over.
Amar reads it.
Fucking bastard.
Right cunt, isn't he? Listen, I've got my best men. I do. Headed up by someone named Morag. She's my first mate. They'll know what to do. They act on my orders.
There's an opening tonight. Fastest, the Covenant Gardens. Prince will be there. He's typically a reclusive type. Hardly ever leaves his mansion, but he'll be at that opening. Perhaps I can ask for an audience. Plead Moll's case to Rollins. Distract them. An opening for you and your crew to come in.
Right. That's a good plan. What's the play?
Does it matter?
Of course it does.
Don't know yet, haven't thought that far.
I think Amar was asking what the play being staged is. Is that what you're asking, Amar?
Yes.
Right?
I thought you said what's the
Yeah, I know. I
plea?
thought the same thing too.
Sorry.
You know that
it's my accent. It's just too good.
You know that it's Marlowe's Dr. Faust.
Fast.
I like Kit. He's clever. Doesn't get the credit he deserves. And a play about a deal with a devil, well, who can resist? I feel like I make one every time I look at you.
Well then. Should be an interesting night.
As the two of you hurry to put your faces and your costumes and your masks and your weapons and your gear back on, you feel a bit of a sense of trepidation. There's perhaps, for the first time in a long time, something on the line now. You know you're venturing forth into dangerous territory. The king himself and the prince of the city. Neither of them will be very pleased with either of you. But you know who you are, and you know what you have in each other. And that may just be everything that you need to get through this and find a better future on the other side.